The air, it doesn't just smell, it has weight. It settles on the tongue as a yellow, sweet-rot film that you cannot spit out. When I breathe, my lungs feel as if they are being coated in hot silt. This isn't mist. These are the fumes of 30 years of shame, baked hard under the sun of Elis. Eurystheus laughed. I didn't see it with my face. I felt it against my back as I walked away. His laugh was dry, like the rasp of a rusted bolt. He didn't just want to exhaust my muscles. He had seen them coiled in the Hydra, strained beneath the Nemean's hide. He wanted something else. He wanted the son of the Thunderer to stand knee-deep in filth, shovel in hand, breathing the excrement of cattle until the gold of his glory tarnished, buried under a layer of common reeking mud. Humiliation has a sound. It is the buzzing of a million flies. A pulsing black cloud over the stables of Augean. Walls, thick porous blocks of stone crusted with salt and damp. I press my forehead against them. The stone is cold, but inside me there is only a dull, heavy throbbing. The rushing in my ears drowns out even the lowing of the herd. It is blood. It hammers against my skull, reminding me who I am. My forearms tremble, not from fear, from a loathing that has crossed into physical pain. Every movement feels like wading through thick tar. Sweat runs down my collar, mixes with the dust, turns sticky and acrid. It stings my eyes. I look at these hands, the same hands that throttled the Nemean beast. Now they are meant to grope through the offal of 1,000 bulls. Augean stands on the hill. His cloak glitters in the light. He is the son of Helios. He is used to the sun. And I stand in the shadow of his sin, his greed, his impurity which he has hoarded for decades like a treasure. Time, it's different here. It's frozen, like the crust beneath my feet. Seconds stretch, becoming viscous. One day, he gave me one day to become nothing, to turn into a slave, a scavenger, a laughingstock for every shepherd who will tell the tale tomorrow in the tavern. How the great hero reeks of dung. No. The shovel? No. I drop it. The sound of wood hitting stone is short, sharp, like a crack of thunder. I will not fight his filth with his tools. Alpheus and Peneus, two rivers, two cold, indifferent gods flowing side by side. I feel their power before I even see the water. The cold breath of moisture, the scent of wet stone and raw life. I walk toward them. My legs are heavy. Every step is a war with gravity. The earth beneath me squelches, sucking at my sandals. There is the taste of iron in my mouth. Did I bite my cheek? Or is this just the taste of fury seeping through my teeth? I begin to dig. The rock doesn't give way at first. My fingers go numb. Under my nails, black earth and blood. I can't feel my hands, only a blunt pressure in the joints. The clay clings to my skin. It is everywhere. I become part of this landscape, a mass of muscle and mire. A strike, another. The cliff cracks. This isn't just labor, this is a release. I hear the water change its tone. At first it was a quiet murmur. Now it's a low, guttural roar. The river senses freedom. Like me, it does not want to flow in a dictated channel. I break the last barrier. It didn't come as water. It came as a living thing. White foam twisted into gray knots. The first wave hit the stable walls with a sound like the sky falling. A crash, the splintering of wood, and a sudden piercing freshness. Water knows no shame. It doesn't choose what to wash. It simply takes everything that has no roots. I stand on the high ground, watching the torrents burst into the dark halls of the stables. Black mountains of filth are swept away in heartbeats. Everything Augean spent 30 years accumulating, everything Eurystheus meant to choke me with, it all hurtles into the abyss, into the sea, into nothingness. The stench vanishes. It is replaced by the smell of wet sand and ozone. The roar of the water in my ears grows quieter than the sound of my own breath. Ragged, torn breathing. I feel a vacuum, the same emptiness that comes after slaying the Hydra, after the long pursuit of the Ceryneian hind. When the goal is reached, but the body does not yet believe in peace. My muscles continue to twitch with residual tension. I look at my hands. The water washed them first, but under the skin, in the very marrow, I still feel that weight. Humiliation doesn't wash away as easily as dung. It settles inside, hardening into cold calculation. Augeas, his face. I remember his shadow when he refused to pay. He thought he had outsmarted me, that the rivers were not my work. He didn't realize that I am the river. His voice was thin, like the whine of a mosquito against the evening silence. You didn't do the work yourself. Those words stuck in me like a splinter. Not a pain, but a constant, nagging reminder. Memory shifts. I see myself years later. Elis again. But now it's not mud under my feet. It's the ash of burned gates. The smell of blood is different. It's heavier than dung, but more honest. The bronze of my sword is cold. It does not tremble. I remember looking into Augeas's eyes before the light in them went out. There was no majesty of a god's son in those eyes, only the fear of a petty shopkeeper when the debt collector arrives. It was a second kind of cleansing. The first was water, the second steel. Now there is silence. Olympia, a plain where the wind stirs the silver leaves of olive trees. I measured this distance myself, 600 of my own paces, step by step across this land, liberated from the mire. I called it a stadion. There is no scent of decay here anymore. Here the air vibrates with the anticipation of strength. I founded these games, the Olympic Games, not so the gods could delight in our pride. I did it to wash the shame of the shovel from my memory, so that every man who steps onto this field knows. Your body may be covered in dust, it may drip with sweat and smell of the iron in your blood, but that is the sweat of the struggle, not the sweat of humiliation. I established the law, the sacred truce. While the contests endure, swords must rust in their scabbards. Because I know how easy it is to turn the world into a stable, and how hard it is to find the clean river within yourself to wash it all away. My voice. It sounds hollow in my head. I still feel that sticky film on my neck. Sometimes, when the darkness is absolute, I feel as if I am standing before those walls again, gripping a handle that bites into my calluses. And then I call the river. I hear the Alpheus breaking through the dams of my memory, flushing out the last trace of a king who thought he could stain the son of a god. Only the stone remains, the cold, white stone of Olympia, and the sense that somewhere beyond the horizon, Eurystheus still trembles when he hears my laughter in the sound of rushing water. Let him. I have learned to command the elements, and the elements know no shame. They simply are. Did it really happen? Or did I invent these athletic feasts, these races and wrestling matches, just to close my eyes to how deep the smell of that day settled inside me? The sun is setting. Shadows grow long, like the memory of injustice. I close my eyes. I hear only the water, and the thud of feet on the sand running toward the horizon.